In A Strange Loop, which won the Best Musical at Tony Awards in June, the main character is what could just as easily be a declaration of the transformation that takes place on Broadway. Blackness, queerness, fighting to fill this cis-het space, all white, with a portrait of a black queer face, and a choir full of black queer voice, sings the character Usher, a queer, black man in a show focused on his doubts about writing a musical on himself. Tony's this year has marked an important step. The first season of Broadway since the pandemic forced a historic closure which lasted a year and a half. It was far from a full season, with a few shows opening at Midway Point, others closed early and routine cancellations due to COVID-19. In May, ticket sales fell 54% compared to the record summits before the pandemic. But although the recovery was not fluid, there was something to celebrate, a diversified range of new productions. This is part of a transformation motivated by the actors, producers and leaders of the industry demanding more representation in an industry that was traditionally mainly white. Watchbroadway's return concerns new voices. The return of Broadway led by various actors. Duration 323. The Broadway scenes have more diversity since the reopening after the COVID-19 pandemic, bringing new perspectives to the favorites such as a cellar and new stories to tell. One of the rare black producers of Broadway, the winner of the Tony Award, Ron Simons, calls the catalyst pandemic for a long-term change. It changed in a year, he said, as without advance, no delay. We had a various audience. We had various stories in one season. The spirit is blowing. Mind-blowing is also the way Simons describes what it was to have 3 shows open after the pandemic, Thoughts of a Man of Color, For Colored Girls, and Is Not Too Proud. It came to my mind that it was possible that my 3 programs, all on blacks and browns, could be on Broadway at the same time, he said. Nothing from a distance like that has ever happened. So it talks a lot about what's going on in Broadway now. One of the rare black producers of Broadway, Tony Awards winner Ron Simons, is photographed in New York. He had 3 shows open after the pandemic, Thoughts of a Man of Color, For Colored Girls, and Is Not Too Proud. A lack of diversity. The Action Coalition Asian American Performing Action has been compiling visibility reports from more than 1 decade.